Welcome into WTOL 11 News at 6. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get to all of our top stories in just a moment, but first, just how cold is it going to be this upcoming week? Meteorologist John Birchfield has the answer.
Yeah, Michael, could feel our coldest temperatures of the season so far as a cold front sweeps through. That is going to spark a few scattered snow showers tonight, turning cold and breezy as our temperatures drop down into the mid-20s as you're asleep. There is a little wave of some light snow showers passing on through, but with temperatures well above freezing, any accumulation is going to be slim to none at this point. Looking east of Toledo, there are some snow showers moving through Ottawa and Sandusky counties from Oak Harbor towards Fremont and Port Clinton, heading in the direction of Sandusky and the Lake Erie Islands. The bigger picture shows you a cold front knocking on our doorstep, some additional light snow flurries possible along this front, followed by a bitterly cold breeze and a drop in those temperatures. You'll need to add a few extra layers to the wardrobe this week. Monday's temperatures are going to be progressively dropping. We're going to be in the mid-20s at daybreak, but it could actually get down to the teens by the afternoon, and that breeze may gust up to 25 miles an hour with west winds that'll make it feel much colder. I'm going to preview wind chills near 0 degrees and to look at your full 10-day forecast in just a bit.
Just into the newsroom, a local school district will be closed tomorrow due to a boil advisory. This impacts the entire Tecumseh Public School District. A concern for school officials was the availability of safe drinking water for students and staff. They said classes on Tuesday could also be affected, and they'll make that decision coming up on Monday. An update to breaking news. A man is dead after an early morning shooting in West Toledo. It happened just before 1 this morning on Hazelhurst Avenue, just off of Berdan. According to the police report, officers arrived at the scene and found the victim, Marquise Turner, who had been shot at least once. He was taken to the hospital, where he later died. An investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number on your screen, 419-255-1111. All new at 6. PTSD is a common struggle amongst veterans, but tonight we're learning one group might be affected more than others. Dominique O'Neill joins us in studio now. Dominique, I understand that the VA is now reporting female veterans are most likely to be affected.
That's right, Michael. According to the Veterans Department of Veteran Affairs, women tend to experience trauma differently than men and are often thrown traumatic experiences their male counterparts might not, such as sexual assault and intimate partner violence. According to U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, about 1 in 5 women in the military report experiencing some form of trauma while serving their country, as opposed to 1 in 5 in men. That sexual trauma can be sexual assault, military sexual trauma, or MST, and refers to unwanted sexual contact or harassment experienced by a service member during their military service. Women veterans are in some cases also twice as likely as their male counterparts to develop post-traumatic stress disorder. This is developed as a result of trauma experience. Director and outreach coordinator for a local organization explains what they're seeing when it comes to help women veterans need specifically.
But in my experience, with the number of women who we have that come through the program at Hooves, there are a good majority who have experienced MST in some form.
And coming up at 11, we hear from 2 women veterans who share some of their experiences and how to cope with post-traumatic stress, and also what resources are provided for women veterans who need it.
All right, thanks, Tom. There are many ways to get help for our veterans. One such way is the Women Veterans Call Center. You can call this number 1-855-829-6636 or 1-855-VA-WOMEN. There's also the Veteran Crisis Line at 988. That's option 1. There's still a ton of excitement in the region after Ohio State advanced to the national championship game against Notre Dame. Ohio State are favored in this game, 9.5-point favorites in the betting world. We went to Danny's and Rossford to ask fans if they felt it was a game Ohio State would easily win.
I just think the talent, they're on a roll, and they
got the momentum, right?
They have the momentum, and we have number 4 in our back pocket.
4 years ago, Alabama was favored by 9 points over Ohio State and routed the Buckeyes in that game 52-24. And the national championship game is on January 20th. If you're looking to attend, we spoke to the Better Business Bureau on the safest way to buy a ticket. The cost for attending this live event is between $600 to $6,600 per ticket. Experts say the best way to avoid being scammed is to not pay for a ticket with cash.
In the event that you do get a fake ticket, or a barcode that's already been used for a different game, and they just, they just fraudulently changed how the ticket appears. If you've paid in those ways, you can't get your money back. It's going to be very hard to get your money back, if not impossible. If you pay with a credit card, though, there'll be a dispute resolution process, and you can get the charges reversed, and that's a big help.
Coming up at 11, we'll share another important tip from the Better Business Bureau, where experts say you should go to buy that ticket. Firefighters are reporting progress in the massive battle against multiple wildfires in Los Angeles County. The two most fearsome, the Palisades Fire and the Eaton Fire, have left at least 16 people dead and left a trail of damage reaching into the billions of dollars. CBS has more.
Flying above the smoke and flames, a California Air National Guard helicopter dumps fire retardant on the Palisades Fire. As multiple wildfires continue to rage despite massive efforts over the past few days, residents are hoping to return to their neighborhoods. Avanti Prasanna grew up in the Palisades.
It's still heartbreaking, even if your house is there, to know that one of the most, what I always thought was one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Los Angeles is just gone. My elementary school is gone. My high school is half gone. Most of my friends have lost their homes.
Heavy winds in the coming days are expected to be a major challenge for firefighters, heightening concern in the Mandeville Canyon area, a gateway to populated and iconic parts of Los Angeles, like the Getty Museum and UCLA. Like so many other LA residents, Marjan Rajabi found her Palisades home turned to rubble.
And we were asked to evacuate, so we grabbed whatever we could, threw it in the car and left. And then now returning, this is what's left. Everything is decimated. The town is decimated.
As the blazes enter the new week, California firefighters are joined in battle by those from 8 other states, Mexico, and Canada. Laura Hafley, CBS News, Los Angeles, California.
Turning to the world of politics, ahead of the start of Trump's second term, Special Counsel Jack Smith has resigned from the Justice Department. The news was disclosed this weekend in a court filing. It's still unclear if or when the report will be released on his investigation into the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol and Trump's withholding of classified documents. And Governor Mike DeWine has until the 20th to appoint a person to fill J.D. Vance's U.S. Senate seat. Vance is becoming the vice president and resigned last week from the Senate. DeWine has until next Monday to pick another person to fill that seat. Lieutenant Governor John Husted has been mentioned as a candidate for that vacant seat, but he has not announced whether he would accept an appointment to the Senate. John?
Well, there are a couple of light snow showers passing through the area, now moving east of Toledo, but will we see any impacts? And also previewing a big cool down that's coming up in your 10-day forecast. Well, brace yourself for the coldest feel of the winter season so far. We have a bitterly cold weather pattern that arrives. I think it's really Tuesday during the morning that you're going to notice that big change in the weather, although even tomorrow is expected to be very cold with dropping temperatures. By Tuesday morning, that wind chill is going to be near to even slightly below zero, with west winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Now, today was actually another day above freezing, and we're still hanging on to 34 degrees, but it has turned breezy. South-southwest winds gusting up to 26 as a cold front sweeps through the area. That cold front is responsible for a couple of snow showers ahead of the front, now moving east of the Maumee River. Temperature-wise, we are well above freezing in most areas, including 35 at BG, 36 in Findlay, 34 in Ottawa, and looking off towards the lakeshore, temperatures are above freezing where those snow showers are flying. We are seeing some snow showers stretching from Port Clinton out towards the islands and moving towards Sandusky and Norwalk as well. Any accumulations are going to be very, very slim to none, although another wave of snow showers could be possible around 10 to 11 p.m. right along that cold front. Here's the hour-by-hour timeline. Those initial snow showers going to be moving off towards the lakeshore and into eastern Ohio. A couple hours of dry weather with temperatures near to above freezing, and the cold front itself is going to be moving in later this evening. You'll see some additional light snow showers that could enter the metro between about 10 to 11 p.m. Overnight, a cold, gusty breeze develops, and that'll signal a shift in the weather pattern. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-20s at daybreak, and we're actually going to be dropping through the day. In other words, the high temperature could come early in the morning. Temperatures expected to be around 24 for that morning commute. However, by lunchtime, we're down to 21, and for the evening commute and for those after-school activities, could potentially be down into the teens. The breeze is also going to pick up, and that'll make for a bitterly feeling winter day. Tuesday is going to be the coldest day of the forecast with a high 18. Could see a few snow flurries with a frigid feeling breeze. Wednesday, though, does turn calmer, at least in terms of winds. So despite the cold temperatures, calmer breeze and some sunshine will be nice. Could see a very weak clipper system that brings some snow flurries Thursday. But overall, the bigger story, not the snow, but the cold. Let's talk wind chills. The hour-by-hour feels like does show you single digits to 10 degrees Monday afternoon. And here's Tuesday morning. That'll have one of the coldest feels of the season so far. Single digit to near 0 degree wind chills. Into the afternoon Tuesday, we remain in the single digits. Weather impacts tonight include a few flurries, followed by a bitterly cold week ahead. And as we head towards next weekend, temperatures rebounding to the mid-30s, and that could yield the chance for some rain and snow showers. Still a bit of uncertainty with this one, but we are watching a potential weather maker that could arrive Friday night into Saturday. There is the chance that we do see some rain moving into the Ohio Valley with snow chances on the north side of things. I expect temperatures to be slightly above freezing in the mid-30s, and that likely is going to minimize accumulation, but there is still the chance on the backside of that system as temperatures drop that we do get some minor accumulation. Of course, lots of variability and uncertainty. However, we do have a rain snow chance for next Saturday. Overall, the week is going to start off cold. We do bounce back into the mid-30s. There's that storm system I just tracked that we're watching for next Saturday. That warm up is not going to last very long as we're going to be down to the teens with the coldest days of winter arriving by the end of the forecast. Michael?
All right, thanks, John. The IRS announced that their free file tax software will be available starting today. If you're looking to get ahead of the official start of tax season, you may be seeing lots of ads claiming you can file your taxes for free. Casey Decker from our National Verified team looks into whether that's really the case.
We're all looking to save money on taxes, including when we file them. Many companies say they offer free filings, but people on social media have complained that services advertised as free don't always turn out that way by the time they go to submit. So let's verify, can you file your federal income taxes for free? Our sources are the Free File Alliance, the IRS, AARP, and Cash App. The short answer is yes, but it gets more complicated if your household's adjusted gross income is more than $84,000. If you earn less than that, then you can use a program called Free File. It's a partnership between the IRS and tax software companies that lets you use the software for free. You must click through the IRS's website to get the fees waived. Another free option is called Direct File. This one lets you file straight to the IRS without any outside software. And it's available to people with household incomes up to $200K. But it only works for simple tax returns, and right now is only available for residents of these 25 states. You could also submit raw tax forms through the IRS website, though you'd be flying solo without any software to help do the calculations or autofill lines. Seniors can use free programs from AARP or the IRS to do their taxes, and Cash App Taxes allows many people to use their software for free. So we can verify, yes, most people can file their federal taxes for free. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Coming up next, the Detroit Auto Show continues this weekend. We're hearing from a representative of Jeep on one of its new offerings. The Detroit Auto Show started on Friday and will continue until January 20th. More than 30 brands will be showcasing cars and different products up in the Motor City. Megan Hartnett shows us one you might just recognize.
You see a lot of cars on TV and in commercials, but what about those cars that you see in the movies? You can actually see some of those here at the Detroit Auto Show, and I'm joined with Bob, who owns the car from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right?
Yep. I bought it in 2010 at a bottoms auction in the UK. I ended up bidding on it, and me and another guy from New York, supposedly, that they hinted that it might be Matthew Broderick, was the other bidder. And we were going back and forth, 1,000 pounds, and I ended up buying it for 79,000 pounds plus the hammer or whatever they charged. And I had to have it put in a shipping container, its own container, and shipped over here. It took a bunch of months to get that car into the United States. And then it came over with no title and tags. I had to go to court to actually get a title, a U.S. title for the car because it had been out of the United States so long.
Oh my gosh. And what made you want to own this particular car?
When I saw the movie, I love this car. I don't know, for some reason I'm a car guy, car kid, whatever. And when I saw this car, I just loved seeing it. I love watching the guys drive the car in the movie. I hated the car going out the back window in the movie. Absolutely hated that part.
It's a tough part to watch.
It was a big loss, actually. So to find out that it wasn't the car, so it was fine. But anyway, I just happy to own the car, and I've been kind of like, the car travels around to different car shows, and sometimes I come to see it, and I'm having to be here in Detroit.
Awesome. And are you ever looking to get another car from a movie, or do you think this will just be it?
This might be it for now. I was talking to someone about getting the Jaguar because the Jaguar is coming up from Austin Powers. So that car came up originally from the movie production studio, I guess, shortly after I bought this, and I don't think my wife would have gone for it. This became a lot, because we had to frame up, restore the car. We basically took the car apart, started over again, and redid the engine, transmission, and just basically made it roadworthy because it hadn't been treated that well. And plus, it had damage on the front side, because you notice in the movie that they jumped this car. And in the movie, they jumped this car and the other car they had for the movie, assembled for the movie. But this car had a lot of frame damage on the front from landing the jumps. So,
Well, it looks great. Thank you so much. You can see this car and a whole lot of others. There's some from Austin Powers 2. There's a replica of the Jurassic Park, Jeep, the National Lampoons, a whole lot more here at the Detroit Auto Show. You can come here from January 10th through the 20th. Reporting in Detroit, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.
Looking ahead to this week in sports, even though it's January, we are talking all things football between the college and professional levels. You may not see these guys tonight, but that's a good thing as the Lions clinched the #1 seed over the Minnesota Vikings last week and are on a bye because of it. They'll be back in action next weekend to face either the Rams or, get this, the Vikings again, because LA and Minnesota are going at it on Monday night for the wild card round. Also can't help but talk about the resilient Ohio State Buckeyes. The team had an electric Cotton Bowl on Friday night, taking down Texas 28-14 and punching their ticket to the national title game, where they will face Notre Dame. That game is set for next Monday, January 20th. And that's not all, because we've also got MAC basketball to look forward to between Toledo and BG, men and women's teams, plus tons of high school basketball in addition to another Big Board Friday. But until then, that's all I've got for sports.
Welcome back in. Well, here's a question for you. How would you like to take a trip back in time? Well, it's all part of a new show on WTOL 11+. It's called WTOL 11 Vault. This week, we dug through our archives to find a time when rock and roll was all the buzz in Northwest Ohio. And we salute a hero for America, looking back on the missions of Colonel John Glenn. Plus, a special trip to the White House for some local musicians and the message from the president after their performance. It's all online right now, only on the WTOL 11 Plus app, which is free on Roku, your Amazon Fire Stick, and Apple TV. And in case you missed it, most of us think treasure is something found only in chests. But one East Toledo man found his under rubble and bricks in his own basement. Walter Castanetto bought a property off Payne Avenue. Back on New Year's Eve, he was busy gutting his basement when he stumbled upon stacks of cold hard cash, $10,000 worth.
I just kind of felt like, whoa, like, huh. Because you read about this stuff, but you never actually see it. And then when it's right there in front of you, it's kind of hard to process.
He suspected the cash was stashed for decades, so he called around and eventually found the people who had lived there before him. The money ended up being split with the son of the man who previously owned the home. He said his dad likely hid it down there.
Huh.
How about that,
That's
John?
good that they split it half and half. I think that's only fair.
Very generous, maybe a little too generous.
I'm sure it'll help out with his mortgage for sure. And on New Year's Eve, a great way to start the year.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thanks for ringing in the new year with us as well. We'll see you again at 11. Take care.